Hey, what is up? What is going on? This is Gumby, and welcome to another VOD review. Today we're going to look at the PAC Finals between Talon and Nova Monster Shield, or NovaMS. So, NovaMS is running a Sombra GOATS, while Talon is using a May GOATS. Okay, let's see that fight again. To get to the point, Sombra harasses, goes for... Okay, the Brig goes for the bash. Doesn't quite work out. So that means that the Sombra is already out of the fight. Which means that Talon, in in principle, should be advancing onto the enemy team. That is kind of what they do. That's a really weird wall. See that again. Fight goes to the right for some reason. Wall goes out. And they focus down the Brig. But they don't focus down anyone else, it doesn't seem. Okay, that's just a really unlucky pin. Okay. So anyway, just to explain their compositions, neither of them have divas. So no diva. Which means that Gravs are free. Gravs are free. There's no way to eat them. You can maybe bait it out, but that's not very consistent. So both teams can use their Graviton Surges for free. They trade a Brig for their Brig. Okay, they trade Brigs basically. Now I'm not 100% sure what happened after that pin. So the pin goes out, Brig dies. Okay, so the team gets pushed all the way there because of the force of the pin. Okay. And then what happens next? Why did no one else punish this Rhine then? Okay, so Muzz on Rhine gets hacked. He's cornered. And they only go towards him after like the rest of the team was able to punish. That is, well, I guess it's just really unlucky. The wall was already expended, so there's no real way to block out the damage, I guess. Camera angle is really weird. Yeah, they tried to focus the Rhine. Rhine was in the corner, but no dice. He was able to shield himself from everything. Just bunker down until the Nova reinforcements came in to support. Could they have played that differently? Like, how would you wall this instead? Or how would you play this instead? So the bash goes out, doesn't get anything. There's a shield on that Rhine. But this means though that they've expended all of their cooldowns just to defend their Rhine. So they could have either gone for the Rhine or gone for the Zarya. The Rhine no longer had any form of value in this. Because he just charged, he also used his... So charge was already expended. No charge. There was also no bubble from Zarya. Which leaves basically everyone else on the Nova Monster Shield side being very vulnerable. But they chose to focus the Rhine, which I guess is fine, because he was very isolated from the rest of his team. The unfortunate part was Muzz got hacked, and then he couldn't put his shield up to help zone out the rest of Nova Monster. So yeah, the damage like while the rest of Talon was focusing down Nexus, they were being pelted from behind. So just really unfortunate. Gauge from above. Good wall. They need to focus someone. Okay, there was also Earth Shatter committed into that fight. Pretty good fight, considering that they didn't really use anything else. Now, if you were Nova, may have expected this to happen. I guess they're trying to play for their EMP, but then, to do that, you need to stall for a bit more than this, or you need one to keep harassing them before they even get to the point. Like, another play that they could have done was to have maybe the Sombra as they're advancing towards the point, like this. Go from the side. Flank over here. Hack the Rhine. Maybe. But yeah, that is just a really good play from them. Don't think Nova Shield could have done anything else other than okay. Another play that they could have done was okay, they backed off, which is correct. Give him space. But I think their Sombra I think one on Sombra is going for a flank. Which he could have done sooner. Like yep, there he is. That's him right there. He should have gone much earlier. Gone much earlier and farmed the EMP much sooner. So right now they're in trouble. Yeah, I think they could have won this fight if EMP was built up. So in this scenario, I think the Sombra should have gone for more flanks until EMP was built. And then the moment that they drop down, so the moment that the Talon side dropped down, the Sombra just waits right beneath to EMP. But that's alright, they built up quite a bit of ult bank themselves. They've got Grav, they have Earth Shatter. On the side of Talon, they almost have almost every single ult except for the Earth Shatter for obvious reasons. So one is in position to EMP. Since there is no what do you call this? There is no diva. No diva. Meaning to say that there's no spy checking either. No consistent spy check. Therefore, I would like Bashful to actually go and protect Pocket their Zen. Why? Because they know that they've got EMP. If there was no EMP, then maybe you could probably get away not pocketing your Zen. But in this situation, you want your Zen to be pocketed. Yeah, you'll also be prone to the EMP, but at least your Zen might be able to survive long enough to do that. Another thing that they could do is that since they already have, what do you call this? Rally. Rally is not affected by EMP. So what they do is aggro Rally. into the enemy team. They get EMP, doesn't matter, they have armor, and then get a pick. Because again, they already know that one is going to be behind the enemy lines, trying to get a good EMP. So what they need to do is before that even happens, they need to advance into the enemy team, get picks, maybe force out the EMP earlier. EMP inefficiently. To be used inefficiently, but you get the point. So, yeah, I think they waited too long for this one. Because they could definitely aggro rally into their enemy team. They were basically equal in ults. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure why they committed Transcendence here, Nova. I guess it's to protect... Yeah, it's to protect... Crazies. But you already won the fight anyway. You look. EMP goes out, it catches 5 people. None of these people want to be in a fight right now. They want to escape because there's no rally being used, or at least the rally was used, but I mean, that's not gonna be enough. Another benefit of actually going in for an aggro rally instead of a defensive rally is that you have that initiative, and therefore the enemy team might not want to commit to that, giving you a little bit more time to build more ults. That's another thing. So they go into this fight, they Graviton Surge. Graviton Surge has responded with a beat from Nova's Lucio. The thing is, if you're being frozen and you're being grabbed, this combo, Blizz plus Grav equals certain death. Unless you can have what? A Transcendence instead? Because you're all going to be locked down, right? Another way to counter this, if you're Nova, is if you had another ult. So, if they had, say, Beat, Nova had Beat, as well as Rally, then maybe you can survive. Then you can maybe survive this particular combo. But if you don't have them, then you kind of want to play spread as much as possible. Granted, that gives the risk of being walled off by Mei. So in response to this, they should have played split. Play split. To bait out the Grav. And maybe the Mei ult. If the Mei tries to wall, so if Mei wall that, that's when in response you beat. Another thing they could have done, which I'm not 100% sure if they did, is to grab themselves. I don't think they did. Well, wait, they did grab. But the Blizzard combo is just too grid. Yeah, he uses it there. But it's already too close to his own team. So even if it kind of does halt it for a little bit, it's the Talon heroes were just too close. So they're gonna go up to the second level. I don't mind this. I guess they're predicting that Nova is going to go upper somehow. Perhaps this is a scout from their previous scrims or some such. But okay, this is kind of weird because the Mei is already in position, right? This Mei is already in position to wall. Oops, let's use red for Talon. So wall can be over here. And then the pin from the Rhine will be successful. Granted that wall has a lower HP now, it's okay. Because they also know that Nexus used, I think, his Earth Shatter the previous fight. Again, I don't know why. Didn't really equalize anything. So I think they could have walled, right? I think a better positioning for this one is to have the Mei sit over here and hide to wall either this door, or another way is for them to wall like this, like across. And then the rest of the team is going to hide over here and wait for the signal to go in. This effectively splits the enemy team. I mean, there's a Mei here, sure, but she can just like ice block and she'll be fine. Hmm, just a weird thing, or just efficiency things instead of going for this weird flank thing. So they reset. Didn't really have to use any ults in that one Talon, so that's pretty good. I'm not 100% sure why they don't want to do that again. Knowing that in scrims probably they noticed this, that Nova will always go up here in this particular map of Nepal. Not 100% sure. I guess they're going for a shatter, but you can also shatter. Like, if you wall like this, half of Nova is over here, the other half is on the other side with the Mei. You can still shatter this. It's still a 3-man shatter into 5 people cleaning up. That's pretty good. Okay, this is weird. So they don't draw them out to the point. Okay. So what's the play here? The play here definitely is shatter into... Well, just shatter, basically. They could also play the slow because they have control of the point, right? They could just play the slow and just pressure them or force them to walk towards the point and get walled off by the Mei. They don't have to advance like this. Because if they're doing their ult accounting correctly, there's nothing here other than one's EMP. Other than EMP, that's the only thing that they have to worry about. Krasis is not gonna be able to build his Graviton Surge and fast enough. Nexus is too far to build his own ult. So they could have just walled. I think they could have just played this as slow as possible. But this is fine too if they're gonna get kills. Now, if you're Nova, how could you have played this differently? Well, for one, I think again your Sombra needs to be faster and start farming EMP because I don't think he died last fight. There they are. Yeah, it's a 5v6. There's no Sombra here. Who did he try to get kills. Okay, so bashful, but I mean, another thing is that if they kind of sort of know that this setup is here, why would they still go up here? They could have just rotated all the way down. And then after they go down, they go up again. I'm talking about Nova. So what they could have done is, one scouts communicates that this is the enemy position. They're up top. They kind of bait. They bait Talon to just stay in this position and then rotate all the way. Rotate all the way down and push from main. Don't think they would have enough time to actually get a proper position. Maybe they can even pick off someone as Talon is rotating around. But yeah. Also, there's no problem in actually engaging this fight or taking this fight through here. Engage through main. And then do the proper rotations after. So Talon has just Earth Shatter. Okay. So I guess the plan here was Talon was assuming that EMP was already online. That's why they went for this really aggressive push into despite the rally. They didn't want to get EMP'd. But good grief, yeah, like one needs to be faster with this. Or at least what could one have done? Yeah, he just needs to get this EMP a little bit faster. Or what another thing is they kind of know that they're going to go for this Mei wall play and try to isolate them or at least stuff them into this corner. Let's use red. So red, there we go. Anyway, so the plan is to stuff the enemy team into this corner. I think you could still try and farm EMP. Like over here. Try to hack the Rhine before he could do that. Especially if you know that they've already expended both bubbles. Another way is for Nova to just kite this. They don't have EMP just yet. So the moment that they hear the what do you call this? They see the advance, the enemy advance of Talon. They could have just speed boost inside the Mega immediately. Especially since the wall was already committed over here. Like, if you go forward, wall is up. Even with rally, since you don't have your EMP yet, you can't really aggro push into this because there is still beat from CQB. So instead of staying here, I would rather have them go back all the way back. Just kite this entire advance by Talon. Right? They already used the wall, so they can't be isolated anymore. They can push after that. Or at least after the EMP is built. They all, Nova Monster Shield also made this fight a lot longer than it had to be. And now it's one fight territory, they need to win this one. So the play here is EMP into Shatter. for Nova. For Talon, it's going to be an aggro grab. Okay. Could they have stalled for a little bit longer in that EMP? So one needs to catch CQB, and I'm not gonna say the Zen, the Lucio, and maybe the Zarya in this particular EMP, but unfortunately it's already at 99, so he needs to touch. EMP goes out, catches 3 people, but it didn't catch the Zen, so that was just pretty bad. Yeah, I think they could have just kited that advance. They would have had that particular fight and an EMP to use. And maybe they could have won because they were also at 80 plus. Yeah, just small mistakes. So, we're still stuck on May Goats versus Sombra Goats. Okay. On Scouts, it's still May Goats. They rotate all the way to the point Nova does. Okay. One farms EMP, goes out, and now it's going to be an advance towards the point. I would want them to instead just control. So I want Nova instead to control the middle the moment that happens. The moment that they turn around for one, I don't I don't see a reason why not. The wall wouldn't be as effective. It's a good pin. I mean, they walled. That's just a really bad wall, right? Wall goes up. Isolates nobody because everyone's here. It also has a very big hole. Yeah. So that's really unlucky. They try to protect the Zarya. Talon does. And control goes to Nova. I'm not 100% sure why he popped out like that. It wasn't necessary just yet. Like, okay. Yeah, he doesn't need to do this just yet. What he could have done was wait a little bit. So one could have waited a little bit more until the rest of the team was already in. And then whoever is the straggler in the behind, which is probably the Zarya, hack him. Hack him and then farm. He didn't need to like show up to 6 people who were all going to be able to pay attention to him. So this is going to be an awkward fight. They needed to play slow. They didn't play slow. They didn't really move. Okay, they rotated to the point. Nova did. But yeah, there's not really much they can do in this situation. Their Sombra kind of fed. But the good thing is that they have EMP and maybe a beat and a Transcendence. So that's going for them. EMP. For Talon, they've got 3 ults. So what they can do is go for a Shatter and then... Actually, since EMP is already available, they need to force it out fairly quickly, and they need... Okay, Bashful already has Rally out, so they need to kite this. They need to hide the Lucio, which they kind of did. They kind of did, because the Lucio did not get EMP'd, so that means they still have speed and armor. So they need to kite this attack. Fortunately, the wall... Okay, the wall is now up. Okay, good. Shatter goes out. Gets a few picks, but not enough. Or it gets a few people stunned, but it's not enough. So for this particular round, okay, wait, how many ults did they throw in there? They threw an EMP. From the side of Talon, they had, or the side of Nova, they used EMP, Transcendence, and Earth Shatter. From the side of Talon, they used Blizzard, Earth Shatter, and a Rally. So it's pretty neutral. Neutral fight. Because it's pretty even in terms of the ults that they used. But here's the problem. They have control of the point, and Talon does not. So that means that the neutral fight in this circumstance is pretty bad. They needed to win that. So how could they have won that? No pun intended. Okay. So here's the setup. Where are they rotating towards is my question. Okay, so they went all the way top, but this doesn't really make sense. This is too far, I think. This is too far. The plan for Talon was not only to hide some of their supports, such as the Zen and the Lucio. Well, the Zen maybe you can not hide, but the Lucio is definitely important to hide because you don't want him to get EMP'd despite not having beat. This is because he has speed, right? Just in case the rest of your team does get EMP'd, he can speed you away. But this engagement from Talon is just too far because Nova is just too far because they were still at the stairs. Like, this charge is really far away. So, what I would like them to do next time, though, or at least a better play here, was for them to for Nova to contest Talon from the high ground. Right? To get them off. So that they would be forced to go down to the point, and then EMP would be much easier. The moment that they all group up in this particular area, because they have to. They can't just hide from the top. They'll just be chased off. So that EMP was no bueno. There was not really a lot of time for the rest of Nova to capitalize on it. They can go. Talon can go for an aggro grab. It forces out the beat, and maybe the. So wait, let me write that down. So they go for aggro grab. Actually, you know what? No, 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 no. Since it is new goats, they can go for aggro beat. Aggro beat to force out. To force response because like Nova has to beat themselves, right? So this happens. They defensive beat. Nova defensive beats. and tries to kite. Typically, you want to do this when Nova is probably going to be here, right? The moment that Nova's there, Talon should push in with an aggro beat to force out this. And then after that, after the beat, since there is no Diva and there is also no EMP, they can go for a grav. Talon can go for a grav. So in response to the grav, they will try to rally. But since rally is not that great at sustaining anyway, they're still going to die. So that's pretty much the play. Plus you also have, what do you call this, Transcendence. Just in case. So you still have Trans, just in case. Just in case it's not gonna be enough. But bottom line is you want them to commit over here at the high ground. Push them in. Force out using an aggressive beat of your own. Force them to beat, then grab since they're all going to be clumped up and very much encouraged by their own beat. Because they did beat last and therefore have more value, quote unquote. But this works too. I mean, they all grouped up. I think. But then again, if it's a dry push, why commit the rally? It's weird. Also, they got the point somehow. Like one was not part of this fight for whatever reason. I guess that's a vulnerability. But then again, they can just do this, right? Talon can just finish off the rest of Nova, then go back to the point. So one already has, or almost has, EMP. This team needs to wait a little bit longer. Okay, they beat. They need... What the? Okay. Hang on. What happened here? Okay, they're going through there. Wall goes up. It walls off like 2 people behind it. No, wait, just one. I think it's just the Brig who got walled off. No. This is the Brig. It walled off the Zen, but the Zen can just rotate way over here. Not really that consequential. They're going to aggro. Talon is going to aggro into this. Perhaps grab a Mei ult, just in case. The fight does go south. Okay, I guess that works too. But yeah, definitely Nova needs to work more with their Sombra and when to engage, as well as their Sombra herself just getting or farming EMP a lot faster. And knowing how to kite fights. They need to kite better than that. So, let's move on to Icon Vault. Icon Valda. Okay, so Talon and Nova have mirror compositions. Though this Sombra from Nova might be just for scouting? No, he's staying. Okay. Scouts that they're in front. And pressures the point so that Talon has to rotate back. That is a very strange place to put your teleporter. It's supposed to be blue. Anyway, right, let's go back to the beginning of this poke. They rotate. The Rhine's low. They can definitely push this out since I don't think Aputo on Sombra is still behind them. And they can definitely aggro push into that. Okay. They bubble up. Alright. They aggro bubble, expecting their Rhine to actually push in. He doesn't really push in, so this bubble's wasted. Wasted. And then Talon on their side does not bubble at all. At least I don't see them. I don't see if they. I didn't see if they used it much earlier. They did use it much earlier, but the moment that happens, Talon just has their Rhine fall all the way back, all the way back. But that still means that Nova can push. I don't know why they. Okay, they double bubble in, as well, right? So they double bubble. This is like super aggressive. Two bubbles expanded equals W. Just you're when you're doing this, you're walking forward and you're trying to get a pick because if you don't, you're kind of screwed. They go forward, they'd have nothing for that. Rhine, okay. Well, they are cleaning up. They don't. The Brig no longer has to move with the Zarya to shield her and get maximum value. So this is fine. Because generally speaking, what you want to do as a Brig mid fight is you stay with the Zarya, so it's Zarya plus Brig. Brig shields the Zarya so that the Zarya can build ult. Build ult. Build ult. And take no damage. No damage. Of course, in that scenario, since they were able to pick off the Reinhardt, it's not really as necessary. One thing I wouldn't mind is for the Talon Zarya to go all the way up here, maybe? Or maybe all the way over here. For off angling. Off angle. Angle. God damn it, I can't write. Because if you can off angle, off angling equals free shots, and free shots equals free ult. Right? You build your ult faster. If they try to commit for the Zarya up here or over here, the rest of Talon just moves forward and they get obliterated. So basically, Zarya in that situation is kind of like a bait, but not really. So Talon's Zenyatta is hiding because he's afraid of EMP. Of course, the EMP goes out from Talon first. So what can you do there as Nova instead? they don't really have any ults of their own, Nova, except for maybe what do you call this? Transcendence. So another thing that they can do is instead of going for the dry fight, try to build ult. So instead of going for dry fight, instead of dry fight, build trans. Because he's really close, and then the moment that he transes anyway, uh, the EMP is not going to be as powerful. I mean, it still sucks that you got EMP'd, but you have like oodles and oodles of recovery. Plus, you also have the speed boost from the trance itself. Maybe force out their trance as well. The Talon trance. But this is fine too, I guess. They also build their ults. EMP is online. He just needs to find the Zen. Okay, I don't think... Yep, he didn't even EMP the Zen. I don't think he was even looking at the Zen. Or even looking for the Zen. Like, he goes up here. I'm here, I can see the Ryan, I can see the Lucio, EMP, easy clapper. And that is a mistake. Because there you go. Transcendence goes out. Should be long enough so that they can survive. Rally also goes out, even though he, the brig gets hacked for Talon. And of course, this fight just goes too long. They didn't really build any of their ults fast enough, or to get another, like, counter initiation for the counter initiation. Therefore, they lose. So yeah, Nova needs to practice their Sombra GOATS more, because right now it's not looking great. That's a good hack, but there is a grav. The grav is not dealt with. I'm not sure why they needed to commit that. Hang on. So, gets hacked. Alright. There's Sombra. Okay. Talon Sombra is hacked, so out of the fight. Gora goes for a grav. So grav was expended. The moment this happens, a beat goes out from Nova. And then at the same time, I wouldn't mind if Nova also committed grav. But then again, like, the rest of Talon is not committing into this, despite. Right? Like, a vast majority of them are trying to help their Sombra right now. For whatever reason. Like, at this point, the Sombra is like a sacrificial lamb. Just go here and beat the shit out of this team. You have Rally anyway. Oh wait, they don't, but still, they got Grav. They can definitely commit into that. Or Shatter goes out, but doesn't really catch anybody. Unlucky. I guess the plan there was, since the Graviton Surge did not really work out for them, to use the Earth Shatter, but again, they could have just waited a little bit. They already have the man advantage anyway, and they managed to grab someone. Shadow goes out. Okay, the Rhine flies all the way up, like all the way up, so he was not affected by the Earth Shatter. But again, it's still very questionable, right? Shadow goes out. Ah, the boop. Okay, the Lucio tried to go for a boop, but it just helped the enemy team. Did they use Personal Bubble from the Zarya? I think she did. Yeah, I think she did. So, in response to that, yeah, he should have gone for this Zarya instead. Nexus should have gone for this Zarya instead. Because the Nova Lucia was able to boop up the people who was supposed to be shattered. So they didn't get shattered, ironically. After that, their focus fire became shit. Like, just utter shit. Okay, shatter goes out from them. There. I mean, what was that pin? What was that for? Right? I guess he was trying to pin the Rhine, but why? He's already half health, just focus him down. The rest of your team is already there anyway. And Nova actually loses that fight. So they have another EMP. EMP is almost up. There's also Transcendence, so what they can do is aggro Trance to force out the Trance from Talon. So, wait, pausing. Okay, so here's the plan for Nova. They can EMP. EMP to force Trance, or just EMP in a very good way. EMP to force Trance. E. Trance is used. Trance. Then Kite. Kite and spam. Kite. Kite. Build to build. Trance. And then after building trance, aggro trance. Since you're kiting, there should not be enough time for the Rhine or the Zarya to get their ults. So it should be fine. So again, looking for an EMP. Does not quite catch the Zen. And I think this fight is over. Because they needed that EMP to do something. If not do something, then they should have responded with a Transcendence so that they can aggro Trance afterwards. Survive the assault. Oy vey. They Nova hopefully switches out of Sombra goats and just goes for normal goats. Because right now it's really, really rough. They do pick off the Lucio. They might be able to kill this Rhine. Nope, they can't. They shatter, but there's not really enough damage or sustain. And Nova needs to go for a miracle hold, or else they're just out of this map. They're not even gonna go for the payload part. So Nova is going for this 2-2, which is... So how do you win with this? What is their game plan? Their game plan is... Okay, so they've got spam. They have a way to split off the team in the form of... And also stall in the form of a monkey ult. They've got instant pickoff with... wait, let's write all of that down. So you have instant pickoff with Roadhog, instant kill, spam in the form of Pharah, disable in EMP, obviously from Sombra. Got stall slash split, way to split in the form of the primal rage from Winston. You've got res and damage boost. You've got anti-nade, and small disable in the form of a sleep dart. So you have another way to CC. So if Talon were running goats, could this win? Could this win against goats? Win versus goats. And the answer is probably not. Especially if you just go Moira goats. Because even if you get a hook in response to hook, you have armor pack. And bubbles. In response to spam, you have Moira heal, which will build up into Coalescence. EMP, well, EMP takes a really long time, so playing fast is going to basically counter the Sombra. And then the Winston, all you have to do is just pressure the Winston and get out of this bubble, first of all, then pressure the Winston. So Winston is not really here for anything else other than maybe build his ult and then split up the team so that this finally actually happens. This entire thing happens a lot easier and more conveniently for Nova. But again, you have to build that thing, so playing fast will counter that. Playing fast and smart. For res, well, all you have to do is regroup for res. Regroup and re-engage. Or you can just camp. You can just camp the corpse. Especially with this one. Even if you have a, especially if you're roaming. If this guy is roaming. Right? This guy roams, he's screwed. Like, there's no way that the Mercy will be able to res him. Also, the heal output of this entire team is really low. They also have no save, so this has to win every single team fight. Then again, they have to. And then in response to the Ana, you have DM. If Talon runs goats. These are all the things that they can do to counter this. So, what would I have wanted instead for Nova to run? Well, number one, you can also go floats. So Winston Diva, variant of goats. Winston Diva, Zarya, Lucio, Zen, Brig. can go for that. Uh, what else? Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. So, floats is an option. Another option is quad DPS, so 3 or 4 DPS. But the counter to that is just Moira and just playing as a unit until you build your ults with Moira, and then Moira focuses down one target with Coalescence, and then they're done. Yeah, I think floats with an Ana would have been much better than this particular composition that they're running. We'll see. Talon goes for the quad DPS. This might just be a scouting thing. Yeah, they're switching. They're switching for quad DPS with a Genji. So that means that they have follow-up. Okay. It's no longer quad DPS, it's now a very strange composition wherein you have a Roadhog. I guess the Roadhog picks people off like that. Wouldn't really recommend it, but I mean, all they have to do is get this 1 point. So if you're running this composition, what is the win condition? Roadhog gets instant kill. So this guy needs to instant pick off to pick off someone. They the Sombra kind of camps the body so that the Mercy cannot res. So you don't really need the EMP. I would rather, if they're going for this, then just go for a Tracer. Yeah, another option is Tracer instead. But in this case, the Sombra can just camp the body, or maybe have the Widowmaker to just camp the body. But basically, you don't need your Sombra to build EMP. You just need, you can go for pick offs or hacks on either the Mercy, on Fire Mercy actually, on Fire Mercy. And yes, you can do that. You can. So if this is the Fire Mercy, what you can do as Sombra is translocate into that, hack one of them. You're all Gucci. All the rest of your team just dives towards that target. Was hacked. Not two pickoffs. Even if Jervis on the Mercy gets a res, it's still really awkward. They're opting for a single heal because the rest of their lineup is really mobile. So Nova Shield might still be able to win this if they play it really slow. That is a very unfortunate heal coming out from the Talon Roadhog. Nexus dies despite the nano boost. Bullhog is cancelled despite that. I think as Talon you need to switch out your composition. This isn't working. This isn't working anymore. They can still keep the Genji. Maybe. But I would rather have them have a Tracer Sombra and then a Widowmaker. This is fine as well. Although I would rather have them like have a Pharah. So they now have this very strange dive composition. They do have Blade, so they can go for a Blade play. So for Talon, you can go farm more EMP, and then Blade. But to do that, you would need your Hammond to pressure point. On the side of Nova, you've got EMP and then Valk. And also, actually they have a lot of ults, deceptively. Acceptably a lot of ults. So what you can do is EMP barrage maybe. Yeah, the moment that so you let them onto the point. So they pressure the point, you EMP in response. EMP for them going towards the point. The moment that happens, the Pharah goes for a barrage. And maybe a Valk as well, just in case. Not really necessary. But again, their compositions are just super weird. Super weird. They don't really need to commit any ults anymore because they did pick 2 people off. No res was available or was possible. So the Sombra would want to EMP both of these. Come on. The moment they're in position, there we go. EMP into Blade. And that's going to be an easy cleanup. Provided that the team focuses targets. Okay. Wouldn't mind a hack. Did he not have hack? Okay. He was used. He has. Okay, he doesn't have hack yet. Which is unfortunate. Now he does. Can't hack him. Didn't really have any ult anyway. Or didn't build up his ult. Talon wins. So that's going to be a 3-0. Intermission. And we're gonna go to, it seems like, Volskaya? Is this Volskaya? It is Volskaya. Alright. Talon on the defense. Nova is still going with this. Nope. They're going for 2-2-2 with a Sombra. So 2-2-2 with Sombra, Ashe, Hammond, and then a Zarya. So what ult combo can you get out of this? So what's the idea? So we have 2 disruptors, well 3 disruptors. We've got a sniper who can also spam. Snipe, spam. You have Discord Orb, as well as a way to save your team, just in case. Beat, you have ways to displace, you have CC to form the ultimate, and then what else do you have? A save, a temporary save for your teammates. So you kind of want the fight to go long, especially with these 3. And then, but Hammond wants to pick someone off with a slam every single time, typically. So you slam, you discord, Ashe snipes, you reset, that's it. From the side of Talon, since they're not going to be able to switch out of this one, still have Sombra GOATS. So all you have to do as Sombra GOATS here is first scout and then bait. You need to bait Nexus into your backline. So scout. That's a really weird S, but we'll go with it. So you scout first, and then after scouting, you just wait for Nexus to go in. Wait for Hammond. And then hack him, and then focus him down, and after that, you're Gucci. You're kind of Gucci. Not sure if they're going to stay with this one though. So the Sombra is scouting. They've got a Fire Mercy, Hammond with Zarya. Sure. I guess they value the save. They need to help the Zen. Wow, okay. He did not want to take that duel. Was he in any danger though? Not really. Like, the Mercy did not really want to go towards him either. So, was there someone on the left? The Crazies is going inside, but that's not gonna be enough. Like, the bubble wasn't even committed. Okay, Crazies. Okay, they're back on this very strange composition. I guess what you can do here is Hammond displaces people. So, wait. So, displacement from Hammond. Then, displace. Whatever. That's how you that's how you spell displace, and then you're gonna go for a hook. From the hook, you reset or regroup. All the while, Farah spams throughout the entirety of this. Just spam, spam. From Farah, the Sombra tries to go for one-on-ones with either Lucio if you can catch him, or the Zen, or maybe even these two. And that's basically how you win. If someone gets picked off, then they play slow. Jervis on Mercy's reses them. That's it. So they're inside that small hole. They should be good for Farah. They just need to pressure constantly. Not sure what that was supposed to do. He didn't need to roll in. So one thing that you can do as Hammond here is try to boop him off of that hole. So as Hammond, you can go all the way around and then boop him. But it's really risky because there is a Sombra in play. So the next best thing is to just constantly, like, if your Roadhog is over here, then you want to be somewhere else, like off angling. The idea is to pressure the shield of the Rhine from different angles. So the Sombra pressures from over here, maybe even gets a hack from behind. Farah comes up and spams. Roadhog spams. Hammond tries to spam from here. Just put a lot of pressure in this Rhine so that he doesn't walk out. As is, there shouldn't be enough healing from the side of Talon to get outside, but somehow they do. So they wait inside, Talon does. So they wait for cooldowns to be up. Cooldowns. After cooldowns are good to go, they advance towards the point. And after advancing, they try to pick someone off. In this case, the Roadhog. And they need to do it very quickly because the Pharah is not being contested and can't be contested. Okay, that is a very strange thing to do. No wonder they were able to pick him off. This is not necessary. This is not necessary for their Roadhog to do. Yeah, I understand that you're trying to get someone inside, but the thing is, you're controlling the point. You're already pressuring the point. They need to pop out. So just wait for them to pop out and then hook someone. Maybe even wait for their cooldowns to just be out. So you need to play as far as possible while spamming them. Force them to come out of the point, come towards the point rather, and then try to get a hook. Because your composition right now is a lot more powerful out in the open rather than having to go towards goats inside an enclosed space. So what you can do here as Hammond is maybe display someone. It's a really nice hack. This fight is pretty much over. They do get a pick off on the Hammond, but this is not really going to be enough. Unless the Farah just suddenly appears and has a barrage with the EMP. So they're staggering their own kills, Nova. Or their own deaths, rather, not kills. They're not getting any kills. Well, they got two, but that's not staggered. Anyway, bottom line is, it's bad. EMP barrage is ready. They need to look for... They need to pressure... okay, what? What? Okay. Alright. Things are happening and I don't agree with them. Good grief. Okay, what was that? Alright. Okay. Hammond, you don't need to do that? Maybe? Okay, maybe you could, because the Reinhardt was really out of position over there. But all they need to do, more importantly, is just to draw them out into the open. Like, again, this composition from Nova is really powerful out in the open. So force them out in the open by standing on the point and spamming from different directions. Pressuring the Rein shield first and foremost, and then anyone else who is like standing outside that cubby. Like, this EMP is really bad. Because it didn't even get the Zen. Granted, they still got kills, but good grief. It was super risky. And now becomes even more risky because... Okay, they got it anyway. So how did they win that? Despite that. EMP inside. Translocate out. The barrage isn't even inside. So how does the Brig die? I guess he got pushed outside? But why would they... Okay. EMP... Oh yeah, they got pushed outside. Okay, that's really smart from Nexus then. But yeah, I think this could have been cleaner if they did go for that. Just pressure the point and then EMP whenever they come out. Because this forces, if they just pressure the point, so pressure point, they pressure the point, what does Talon do? They have to move towards the point. So move out to move out to open space. If it's a really open space, then that means this is really valuable. So UEMP. Oops. So, blue. There we go. EMP into barrage. And the good thing about that is if they move out to the open space, the Talon Zen is going to be right around here. So if you EMP in this particular spot where most of Talon is going to be anyway, he's gonna get caught out. So that means that the barrage is going to get even more value. And this won't happen because the Zarya will also get EMP'd. But they win anyway. It's not as clean. But hey, you take those. So going into this, Talon has 3 ults, maybe 4 if they can hustle on their Sombra ult. Nova Monster Shield has 0 because they expanded everything. Okay, Sombra goes slow. Okay, the moment that they're kind of in an awkward position, they can't really turn around as comfortably. They goes for harass, but what happened here? Where did he put the teleporter then? Okay. Or did they find the teleporter and destroyed it? They did! Oh, that is really unfortunate. Oh no. That's just really heads up play from Nova's Sombra. So now they can advance. They need to play this slow. They can play it slow because they don't have ults. Talon has ults. They need to force them out and kite them efficiently. Secondly, they can just wait for their own EMP to go out. But they don't. They try to push their advantage. They block the shatter, but the Reinhardt still dies. Why did he die? So Bubble is committed. Wait. When did the bubble go out? Commit bubble. They commit bubble, but it's instantly bursted, and there's little gain from the Rhine. He didn't even gain much full charge from that. 9, 10. Yeah, he basically got like 8%. It's not a lot. He didn't really aggress. Should be an easy cleanup. Team with no ult versus team with ult. I wonder who will win. So there is an EMP and a beat. They can just save EMP, I think, and just beat aggressively into the enemy team. They're still not really okay. Although blue is almost to his EMP, and there is also that, but they go for the aggro EMP instead, which is fine. They use one ult. Yeah, the EMP was a better play rather than aggro beat. So beat and trance are available for Talon. For Nova, it's going to be Rally and Transcendence. Again, they need a really good EMP that catches both the Zen and the Lucio. And for God's sakes, hopefully they do this when the team is in position. I like this. The brig, Talon placed their brig right next to their Zen. This makes it really awkward for blue to get an EMP right around here, but he gets it anyway. Wait, what? I guess he was detected? Maybe? Right around there, maybe he got detected. They go for trans. I wouldn't mind if Nova just went for their own trans, but it's too late. They need to play slow. They did not play slow. They also didn't get rid of this brig who was in the middle of their backline. Yep, the Rhine is all the way over there. Nexus can just shield. Shield this, or zone them out. And then the rest of the team just piles on top of the brig. Like everyone focuses the brig. I understand that the Rhine is half health, but this guy is feeding right now. You need to punish him. So Nova committed 3 ults. Yeah, they used 3 ults for nothing, for no gain. Talon just had to use one. Highly efficient. Who gets hacked? It's a free grab. Not 100% sure how that hack went out. Because as a diva, you should be checking constantly for those Sombras lurking. Oh, okay. Came from behind and below. Hack goes out. They can't. They die here. They commit the sound barrier, but there is an EMP. Not sure why they commit sound barrier, knowing that they already had EMP or were very close. That's a weird decision from Nova. So they can go for an Earth Shatter play, so I would like CQB. So if the next play is Earth Shatter, yes. Lucio looks for Boop. For Boop. Uh Another thing that they should do is force bubbles whenever possible. What else? And hopefully they can also force out the trance that's about to go up. Force trance. If they go for that, Transcendence is used. A Graviton Surge is okay. In response to this, it's likely going to be a Grav. And into since the Grav is going to be negated by the Trans, they will then look for an Earth Shatter of their own, which is responded to by a beat. The beat is then countered by what? By a rally, but that's not great. I don't know. Bottom line is they need these 2 ults to Talon or Nova needs these 2 ults to force both of these. And then after that they can maybe trans. So that means that they need to avoid this Earth Shatter. Excuse me. They need to avoid that Earth Shatter at all costs. So that they can save their trans for an aggressive push into Talon. Already dead. What the hell? How did that happen? Okay. Brig is below. It's walking. Fire Strike goes out. Kills the Brig. He probably got dinked. Yeah, he got dinked and then Fire Strike. Unlucky. So this push is over. Talon decides to push. Getting picks. Oh, this might be too far. You need to go back immediately. Although they did get the Zarya, so I guess it's not as problematic. Also, the Lucio didn't go for a boop to keep him there. It's all good. Going for a flank shatter is Talon. It goes against it because he's too far. His team is too far. That was just an awkward place to be. Rally is up. It's going to be an aggro rally so that you can force an aggressive move like that. Transcendence goes out. EMP goes out. From Nova, or rather from Talon, they're all dead. So since you already know that there's going to be an EMP, I think you just hide as Zen. Which is unfortunate because there's already a Brig in their back line. I'm not sure how that happened. Okay, she just walked forward. W forward and nobody contested her. Yeah, yeah. Much to work on the side of Nova Monster Shield. Granted that Talon also has their own issues to work out on. Like playing new goats versus playing old goats. Uh old goats is oops. Old goats goes like grav bomb combos. Have bomb combo. You have ES bomb combos. And then you use support ults defensively. Mostly for defense or for to counter their initiation. Whereas if you're going for the new goats playstyle, what you typically do is so new goats, new go ah let's try that again. New goats compositions or strategy is you don't use combos, instead you force out cooldowns. Force cooldowns. And then you either grab force cooldowns and then force support ultimates by using the one of the ultimates of your tanks. So it's either an Earth Shatter, a Graviton Surge, a bomb, because you already forced their cooldowns, right? So after forcing their cooldowns, you can ult with your with one of your tanks. It forces the support ults out, and after that you aggro with a support ult if you have one available. At no point are you supposed to really combo anything unless you're 100% sure that you can just automatically farm. So there's no combos involved in the way that Goats is being played right now versus the old way that is being played. So the the new way is more reactionary, or more reactionary to cooldowns. Downs of enemy. While old goats, you're more you're more looking for setup plays. Setup plays, counter initiations. because if you can get a really good beat or trans or rally, then even with a combo means nothing, right? There's a really good chance that you survive. Whereas new goats, if you can force out their cooldowns, use your tank ult like a graviton or a bomb. A bomb forces the enemy team to split up, which you can then take advantage of to get a pick off. Or if you have a grav, since they no longer have bubbles, for example, on the enemy team, it's just a free pick. If they do have a trans, then you can force out the trans. You kite that trans, and then you regroup, you trans in, or you beat in with your own ultimate. Basically, you use your own support ultimate to re-engage after regrouping, or kiting their own reactionary support ult. So Nova Monster Shield is gonna go for a bunker composition with a Bastion and a Sniper in the form of a Widowmaker. Also, that's only one heal. Huh. Oh, no, it's two heals. Sorry. Bap is a healer. God damn it. So, they've got Immortality Field. All Talon has to do is bait out the Immortality Field. And then re-engage after that. Since this composition from Nova is very static. This is a very static composition. It doesn't really want to rotate anywhere. So what Talon wants to do is to be as mobile as possible and force them to rotate. So for mobile, force rotations. The side of Monster Shield, how do you counter rotations? You need to be faster at your rotations somehow. Like, you need to be able to anticipate the enemy rotation and then like play accordingly. And your DPSs need to pop off. Since there is no Diva on Talon, that means that nades are really valuable. So I wouldn't mind aggro nades from Jervis on Ana. They need to also off angle, so this Torbjorn turret needs to be in a place wherein it can shoot from a different angle than this Orisa Bastion. So maybe over here, behind this box, maybe even on top of the hut. You can also put it at the bridge. In fact, you can even have your Torbjorn go all the way to the bridge and spam from there, and then you have a Widowmaker spamming or sniping from over here. Maybe even transferring over here or over here. Another place that Torbjorn can put his turret is right over there. Forces the advance from Nova Shield to go over there, which means that free shots for Orisa and the Bastion. And maybe a free nade. So Talon goes for a dive composition that has an Ana. The Ana is really good because again this comp from Nova is very static and has nothing to eat the nade. So it can force them to rotate, then maybe on rotation they can cap. So they can go for a nade play. So Talon can go for nade. Nade. The nade then forces either the lamp, immortality field. Immortality field is forced. After that is forced. Also, they can regroup. The Sombra can keep harassing. So regroup. And wait out the immortality field after that. If you're Nova, you're kind of screwed. So you need to split up a little bit. So you need to off angle. Hard. Like off angle everywhere. Perhaps even get a pickoff from your Widowmaker. In response to that, if you're Talon, you're gonna be looking to hack somebody and then dive them. Like their Sombra has to hack a target after the immortality field is down, and then dive, hack, dive. And after that, I don't think you have a play anymore as Nova, other than this needs to happen. Like this off angling needs to pay off in a kill. Otherwise, the moment that they get a hack into a dive on either uh, either the Bastion, the Widowmaker, or the Torb, it's kind of over. They're all grouped up. Oh no! If there's a nade right now, they're frigging screwed. They're actually screwed. Thankfully, the nade was already expended. But yeah, this is really bad. They need to off angle, or else this will just happen. Unfortunately, the nade was not available. They did force out the immortality field, but after that, there's nothing to protect them anymore. That's really unfortunate. He was gonna go. The Genji was gonna go for this BAP. But the BAP just moved away, or wasn't. There was not enough damage. But yeah, I think they could have timed this better with. Talon could have timed this better with anti-heal because all of them were there. Okay, I'm not sure what that was about, but alright. I guess they're going to switch out, maybe? Switch out of Sombra, but why? Nova's already shown the propensity to play really together. So EMPs are, like, really valuable. Also, props to friggin' Talon for playing Genji in 2019. Good grief, this hero is really scuffed right now. Not sure what blue is shooting at. He deflected! Oh my god, that Torbjorn is super sad. No, that's really... They don't have to go inside this cubby, they just need to force the point. Or, another way that they can go about this is that the entirety of Talon can just rotate all the way behind. Maybe not the entirety, maybe you want someone... Maybe you want your Ana to be over there, right? Your Ana's gonna be there, sniping and trying to get a nade, and the rest of Talon just goes in from behind. Then they dive. Or you can also wait for your EMP, because your EMP is really close. There's no real pressure, you have 2 minutes. Like, an EMP here is really, really powerful. That was a bit late, but I think they're still gonna be able to clean up. Right? They should be. Okay, they are. Okay. So Nova should be in a fairly bad spot because they expended quite a bit of ults to that. If they switch now, they are really behind on ult, but they don't. So Talon still has much of an advantage because they didn't switch, nor did they commit that many ultimates into that. Although I feel like they could have gotten a lot more out of just one ult. They didn't need to EMP. They didn't need to EMP, or rather, they didn't need to EMP. What else did they use? Actually, they just EMP'd. That's actually pretty good. My mistake. Okay, what the hell? Did they C9? Did they actually C9? Alright, what's the play from Talon? Talon has 3 ults basically. Monster Shield has none. They need to maybe hack that. Actually, they need to hack the BAP. The BAP needs to be hacked because you don't want his amp matrix. You also don't want his immortality field. The other option is to force out the immortality field and then hack the bastion, and then keep your guys alive by using nano boost and beat. Okay, they nano blade as well, so pretty much over. Is that it? Is that the entirety of the finals? Nope, it's not. It's not. There's still one more map. It's a best of 7. So we're going to Junkertown. Since Nova has shown that they know, or at least want to play, or willing to play bunker, they might actually bunker here. And they are on attack. They're bunkering. Talon responds as well with their own bunker. Difference is they still have this Genji. Not 100% sure why. Maybe they're expecting the Bastion, but you don't really need a Genji against a Bastion. What you want is you can go with a Sombra. You can also go for an Ana because the Ana is going to nade the Bastion out of that position. But then again, there is a D.Va. So another way that you can do this is go for double sniper. So you have this particular composition, but there's no Genji. Because Genji is really awkward in this one. You're like, the spam is not consistent. You don't really have a way to break the shield. Right? The Genji can't really break shield as well. So that means that Talon has a disadvantage in shield break. Like a severe disadvantage in shield break. Slash spam. And before you say, wait, you can deflect as Genji. Like after that, what the hell are you supposed to do as Genji against Bastion, triple tank Bastion into Batiste Mercy? Like you die. There's no one here to actually harass other than the Mercy. But then if you harass the Mercy, like the BAP just goes on the immortality field, and then you're screwed. But if you have, say, I guess you can, as Genji, you can hunt down the Mercy, but only if they're unattentive. Like, I don't think as Nexus doesn't really need the pulls at all, right? No pulls required. Their Roadhog can just go for like flanks, so this guy can just flank slash protect the Mercy. Because you don't really want to commit the immortality field just for a flanking Genji. So the Roadhog tries to flank. Has to be careful of the Ana though. But still, he can get pickoffs from. He can pick off the, what do you call this? The Widowmaker. That's basically it. Apart from that, all Nova has to do is just constantly spam the shield, break the shield, and maybe get a pick off using their hog by flanking. How did they lose this? Wait, what? Oh, okay. So they're inside, or did they go out from? No, they were inside. What do you call this? Talon went in through the mega and outside to contest the point. Actually, they don't even need to go out, right? They can just stay inside. They can just stay inside this little hole and contest from there. It's going to be close enough to negate the cart from pushing, or stop the cart from pushing. Negate what? Yeah, I would have wanted this Roadhog to flank more and just look out for this Genji or for the Widowmaker. Now it's going to be incredibly difficult for this Bastion to get back, because literally all the spam in the world is right in front of his eyes. And this Widowmaker is constantly flanking, although there we go. Okay, now Nova has a chance. They did res. Okay, I don't know why he needed to leave though. Okay, he can just stay here. Okay, that happens. He doesn't need to fear that diva at all, because in a few seconds he already has heal, right? He already has this, so he didn't need to back off. I don't think. He can aggressively posture and just look for a pick on the Mercy. But they do have this Talon. They don't really have any ults that can save them. And the immortality field was already expended. Pushing through main. Nade goes out. Okay, just to save the Genji. Unfortunately, he did not get anyone else. Immortality field is forced. That means that they can probably re-engage here. Talon, especially since the Genji almost has Blade. He needs to be safe though. There we go. The Mercy gets a kill on the Roadhog. I want to see that again. Good grief. That is bad. Okay, Roadhog goes forward. And yeah, he just gets picked off. Not sure where his corpse is, but yeah, that's really unfortunate. Mortality field was back, but again, I really want this Roadhog to just flank and get a pick off. If he gets slept, then the result is Talon needs to move the rest of their guys towards him. But since they're all in the forward position, that's going to be slightly awkward. Which means that Nova gains space to push the payload. Again, they're not doing that. Monster Shield now goes for a Roadhog Floats composition, which I think is really late. Don't think they'll have time to, okay. So what they can do here is force the cooldowns from Talon. Wait, they can't. So the moment that Genji blades, they needed to bomb. Maybe they can save this. They still have another fight since this is... They're not staggering kills, Talon. Talon's not staggering kills, so that means they have at least one more fight into this. So they need to spam shield. Monster shield... Nova Monster Shield needs to spam the Shield of Muzz from Talon. Force out another one. Then after that's planted, go for a Diva Bomb. Yeah. Uh. Okay, they jump. Diva Bomb goes out as well. I think they could have waited for the full commit. Because the Genji still had dash. I think you needed to wait for the dash as well. Or at least throw that bomb a little bit closer. Like, vertically up. Like, way up. Again, outclassed. They're being outclassed. They're doing things that are not necessary, or are not doing things that are very necessary for them to win against this composition. Genji, I think, is still a really bad hero overall. It's just that Nova didn't really do anything about it. Because again, if the Roadhog just babysat the Mercy, I think, and just waited for the Genji to pop out, zone him out every single goddamn time, I don't think that would have worked. They don't really need to go for the combo because Talon is going to be playing very split with their composition. Anyway, let's go forward in time. We're in... Talon gets a nice full hold. So Nova goes for, again, a bunker composition. This time it's going to be Ashe and Bastion. Still with a BAP. I don't mind that. So they have, of course, the halt and hook. They also have considerable amount of spam in the form of the nade from Ashe. In Talon, they're using a no support Mei. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 quad DPS 2 tank composition. I guess to help dislodge this Bastion. The Hanzo is of course going to die. They just need to go for different angles. I think they're just toying with their opponent at this point. Finally, we have a healer in the form of an Ana. I don't mind this Genji going all the way around and then spamming from the other side. Like, go around there, like, cross the bridge, spam from there. From a really safe distance. You don't need to do this. Force the Bastion to have to go away inside, or to... Also, another thing that they could have just done is go for goats. Honestly. Since this is the position that they're in right now, since this is where Talon has chosen to hold, if I mean Nova chose to hold, if they went what do you call this? If they went goats, if Talon went goats, they could just go upstairs with holding DM the entire way. So they need to DM the entire way to eat both the Bastion shots and the Orisa pull, the halt, to eat Bastion spam. and halt. Because after that, they need to expand the immortality field, but the immortality field gets chomped down very quickly, especially if you're on goats, and especially if it's going to be placed really close by. Like, it's going to be put right around there. So, yeah. Just go goats. And this particular position and composition by Nova is not going to be as powerful. So they don't want to run goats, they want to keep this, which I think is wrong because, again, it's like, this Widow is not going to be able to do anything. Okay, they go for that. Again, I would rather have this Roadhog just constantly pressuring this. Like, the Roadhog right now is currently trying to zone out this Widowmaker, but the Widowmaker is not really doing anything. I mean, wait, is it the Widowmaker? This is the Widowmaker, god damn it. That is the Ana? Is that the Ana? I think it's the Ana. It is the Ana. But again, what is the Ana able to do in this position, right? The Bastion, the shield is really good from Nova. It's covering the entirety of where the Bastion is going to position himself, so nades are not going to be very good. So what I'd rather have is for this Roadhog to not have to contest that Ana. She has a sleep dart, bro. Who doesn't have a sleep dart? This Genji. This Genji does not have a sleep dart. And now this happens, and there's no way to control this Genji. And this is going to be a free push all the way, I think. Doomfist is not gonna help you. They need ball or monkey. There we go. I'm not sure why they value this Roadhog ult that much. But I guess they can still stall, but how? Talon has ults, they do not. Guess who's going to win that fight? Does get the Orisa, but Talon does have a res, so they don't need to worry about that too much. Very ambitious Diva Bomb, but sure. Bongo goes down, but again, I'm not really 100% sure how you're supposed to win as Nova here, other than by stalling as much as possible. How do you do that? They kill the Widowmaker, but the Mercy just has to fly over there. This monkey's super dead. Oh no way. So in that situation, what could you have done? Go quad DPS dive. Honestly. that's that's the only mobile composition that they can have. So yeah, Talon played fairly well, but it was more of composition and playstyle issues with what do you call this? With Nova. They need to go back to the tank and just rethink their own playstyle and just more practice against higher level teams, because that was rough to watch. So anyway, I think this is the end of the VOD. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time.